case we're going to do is going to be ticket based, which is going to be really relevant for you with help desk coming out. There's all these new features with tickets and help desk and service hub and everything. So you might be, a little more inclined to start using tickets a little more. So the next one we're going to do is going to be ticket based. And this use case is basically, it's going to be based off of its priority that the ticket is set as, whether it's high, medium, or low, because you can have ticket priorities. We want to create a task and have it due based off our SLA rules. So if it's a high priority, we want that addressed immediately. If it's a medium priority, we have 24 hours to get it addressed, to close this. If it's a low priority, we have 48 hours. So we want tasks assigned to the ticket owner saying, get this done in X amount of time or immediately. And then we want the workflow to check, 3 days later, if it's a low priority, is this ticket still open or is it closed? If it's still open, send an internal email notification, be like, hey, do you need help? What's going on? Just letting you know this ticket's overdue. So it's kind of managing all of that that could fall through the cracks for us. And it's able to check the status and all of that. So this is going to be that use case that we're building out based off of tickets. So we'll just click ticket base and next. And really what we're going to do is have in a different workflow or in the settings, priorities already assigned to tickets based off of other types of criteria, right? That's not the purpose of this workflow, is setting the priority. The purpose of this workflow is based off of the priority, what to do. But we really only want to do this for source, like we're going to do our triggers based off of the source. So there's different sources that these tickets could come in as. And we have a specific SLA set in place based for chat sources, email sources, and forms and phone. So what we're going to do is we're going to say when the ticket source, I'm going to do filter criteria, and it's going to be a ticket property called source. And we're going to say with chat, that's going to be live chat, chat bots on your website, or Facebook Messenger. Your email is if you have your support email or something, your shared email connected in with the inbox or help desk. So somebody sends email into support@excelomark.com, it automatically gets for us to address that. The form, anytime somebody fills out a form that is customer service based, it'll create a ticket for us to follow through. And then if you're using the call system in HubSpot for any inbound calls coming in, HubSpot will automatically create a ticket for you as well, based off of phone calls coming in. So in this case, we're saying, okay, phone, we're dealing with completely different. This doesn't apply. Our SLA for this and our task does not apply for phone situations. It really just applies for chat, email, and form. So we're going to say anytime that our ticket source is for chat, email, and form, we're going to do certain task management based off of its priority. So the next thing is just going to be a simple branch based off of the property field of the priority. So I'll choose branch, and it's based off of the single property value. You'll see, and I'll do priority. And I'm going to have it create a branch for me for each priority that I have in here. So high, medium, and low. And I'll click save. So for low, and we're going to do a copy and paste kind of situation here as well. So if it is a low priority, what we're wanting to do is we want to create a task that is due in 48 hours. So that's going to be under the record management for CRM. And you see create task right here. So I can title this, follow
up on ticket.
And maybe I can put in the ticket name for them so they can even have that sorted through. So I can put in a property name for the ticket name, automatically doing that. So it'll be a to-do, and I'm going to say this is due in 48 hours And, you can put notes in here if you want. You can give them an email reminder if you want. So maybe the day before, giving them an email reminder that this task is due. One thing to note is, for some reason, HubSpot always only grabs the Association for Company records. Drop down, make sure you click contact records too, because you're dealing with a contact here. So if you want this task to show up on the contact record as well as their company record, then make sure you have contact records selected. And I highly recommend you doing that. If y'all use task queues, you can assign it to a task queue. And here we can give this task a priority. Since it's low priority for tickets, I'm going to give it a low priority for tasks. And then this is where you assign the task. This is the last thing right here. And I'm going to say the owner of the ticket. So I'm good to go with letting this task be created for me to let them know that they need to follow up with this ticket within 2 days. So then I'm going to delay for 3 days. I'll give them 3 days for HubSpot to check to see if this ticket is still open or not. So I'll just do delay. And once again, I'm going to do a set amount of time, and it's going to be for 3 days. So I give them that full 48 hours to really try to close this based off of the SLA. We're going to do one more branch within the branch. We want HubSpot to check whether this ticket is opened or closed. So, because if it's open, we want to send a email notification to them being like, what's going on? If it's closed, that's perfect. We don't need to do anything else. So once again, HubSpot's managing this for you. So what we're going to do is, based off of the ticket status, we're going to do a branch. And it's going to be based off of a single property value of the status. I click into here. I search for status. And I'm going to have it create a separate property branch, whether it's closed or not. And I click next. You'll see all these other statuses. I don't care about anything other than closed. If it's waiting on us, if it's new, all of that means it's just still open. So really closed. And if it's not closed, then that means it's still open. And click save. So that branch 2 is the other option if it's not. So if it's closed, well, we don't have to do anything. That's great. Fantastic. If this ticket is still open, we're going to send an internal email notification. In this case, we don't really care about like the HTML or the record button or anything like that. We just want a simple internal email notification. Plus, you'll see here, since we're in ticket-based, another difference, we don't even have send internal marketing email notification available to us. We only have send internal email notification, which is fine because we just really want this to be like, hey, here's a heads up. This isn't closed yet. So I'm just going to send this to the existing owner, and I'm going to say, following up on this ticket, whatever you want. You can say this, like, you can have the ticket name in here if you want. Say what's going on, it's still open, blah blah blah, right? So we're good with that. We'll click save. Whatever you want your body to be on your, like, hey, this is still open, not cool. Get closed. So this is basically the flow that we want to have. And just like before in the previous workflow, all we're going to do is we're going to copy everything here and below and move it over to Medium. And then we're just going to update the timing and stuff to what the SLA would say for a medium priority. So if I go into the task, I'm going to say they have 24 hours when this is due. And I'm not going to do an email reminder because it's due in a day. Everything else, size priority, I'm going to give it a medium priority to match it. I click save. Now that task is updated. I do the delay. Now I'm going to check 2 since we're going down 24 hours. And everything for this, for checking the pipeline size, is still the exact same. So we don't have to do anything with that. So all we have to do one more time is clone place here, save. And now this high priority ticket is going to be due immediately. And I'm going to give it high priority, and I click save, and I'm going to check in a day whether this was resolved or not. So I'll give it a day, and I click save. Everything else is fine. You're going to start seeing how you're able to build out these, pretty awesome workflows, branches within branches and stuff like that. But really, it's not time consuming with this copy and paste action going on. And don't forget, so last time we went over action sets in the Hug. You can also be creating action sets to drag and drop these types of things in. This is what it also helps with, is creating an action set of this. So I just drag it in and it auto, fills up for me as well. So if you want the lesson on actions, go into that in detail in the last Hug too.